Welcome into Oilers Nation every day with me, Liam. No Tyler, so plenty of antics today on the show. You may be thinking, Liam, why do you look weird? Well, I was born this way, but also the camera isn't working, so I'm doing it on my laptop today. So obviously, literally nothing has been happening in the Oilers world. So Aaron and I are going to be having a little bit more fun on today's show, I think, Aaron. But of course, welcome into the Sports Closet Studio. As always, and there he is, Aaron Bordato.
What's up, boys?
My co-host today for the show.
Yeah, I'm taking your role.
Yes, you are. And I'm taking Tyler's role. Somehow we both got promotions and no raises.
But you're still in your seat.
Yeah, I am in my seat because I was sat there before. I was sat in the other seat. And then, of course, when Tyler goes away, as everybody knows, things just don't work for me. He boycotts me somehow wherever he is in the world. And now this time my phone literally stopped working. So I don't know how he's hacked into me this time around. But we had trouble
getting the camera going.
Yes.
We had trouble getting the screen going.
The mics weren't working for a while.
Us,
right?
So,
if you can hear us, let us know in the chat. I guess I should pull up the chat as well. Here's another thing. My laptop literally just wouldn't sign into anything either. So I couldn't see anything. Tyler's gone really out on this one, I think, to get under my skin.
He's sabotaging us.
Yeah, and his work big time. But of course, welcome into Oilers Nation every day, live from the Sports Closet Studio in Sherwood Park, where I was the other day. I was in Sherwood Park in general because I live there, but also the Sherwood Park
Mall. We're
both
in there every day.
Yeah, the Sherwood Park Mall one is fantastic. I have this massive Oilers sticker that I'm going to be moving out of my house soon, and I'm planning to put this one up in my new studio when I get it all there. So there's one in St. Albert, one in Sherwood Park, and one in Kingsway Mall.
Kingsway.
You have 3 locations there across Edmonton. Like I kind of said, and the title says, we are begging for the Edmonton Oilers to do something. So if you just start rumors in the chat, if you have an Edmonton Oilers rumor that you want to start, let it go. And here's what we're going to do. So we have an oodle noodle challenge for today. So I'm going off script here because this is not what we rehearsed when we do our 2-hour warm-up prior to the show. So we have Oodle Noodle has released a hot box, which Aaron and I just did a video on this the other day. And holy smokes, I drank all my milk.
Dude, it was surprisingly stepped it up. I do handle spice pretty well.
Yes.
And I made it my goal. I didn't want to drink the milk. And I gave in at the very end. I was like, dude, this is too much.
I kind of came to terms with life about a couple of years ago, Aaron, where I just decided that I really don't really care what people think of what the decisions I make, as long as I'm not being stupid. Yeah. As soon as I got in, there was no hesitation to drink the milk. So if you're into hot stuff, I believe there's a hot box, and now this is the hot box.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to be giving away some stuff for it. So it's similar to when we did the ON Oil Up jerseys during the playoffs. We need you in the chat to just make up a rumor. And then at the end of the show, Aaron will put you, throughout the show, Aaron will put you in a draw. Yeah, and then we will pick a winner. And then that way you get some free Oodle Noodle or vouchers or whatever it is. I guess I should know. That's exactly what it is. It's a voucher for Oodle Noodle. And you don't know that. Unless you want to make up that rumor too.
Oodle Noodle, and it's going to be hot.
Yes. And it is, if you're into that kind of stuff. But as a little old English boy, not for me.
Yeah, you guys don't do much spice overseas?
No, we're very bland. So as people know, I get made fun of all the time for some of the food I eat. I eat a lot of potatoes. Don't mind my toast dry sometimes. Light butter. You know, your classics.
Crispies.
Yeah, Crispies. All I say is we helped win the war. We can decide what we're going to eat. Right? If anybody else wanted it, they could go off and do that too. So yes, if there's some good ones in the chat so far. I saw one there. Mario, where's Luigi? Woody is the 4th line right winger next season. Christopher Palmer, mushy peas. Yes, mushy peas. I'm going to England next week, and I'm very excited for my girlfriend to have experienced some of these things. Mushy peas is a big one.
Has she never been to England before?
No, she has never been to England. Mario, I do not like cat food. That is a hard out on that one. That's Tyler's saying. He told me after he ate the cat food that he actually really liked it and said he would like to do it again. So next time he's on the show.
Lunch.
Yeah, he always puts, what's it, fancy feast? Camouflages it. We think it's a can of Pepsi.
In his frozen dinners.
Yeah, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Okay, Oilers news. So like I said, we're actually making up rumors in the chat here. So again, it's flowing as the show goes on. Good and you, Liam, you're going to stop over in Spain. not this time around. I'm just going to Paris, London, and then a couple of places where I'm actually from in England. So also, if you're in the chat right now, leave a like. We're currently at 11 likes with 72 viewers. If you think Tyler likes cat food, Tyler's favorite number is 89. So we gotta get to 89, manifest more cat food from Tyler, I think is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't DM
like
Tyler with cat food recommendations. He is on vacation. He deserves a break from this. Okay, so the one piece of Oilers, yeah, fair. The one piece of Oilers news we've got in this last week, Aaron, since we did it, we were banking on a Ryan McLeod deal to get done. There's still time. Arbitration is August 4th, so still a lot of time. There's been other ones that have been done of players who have done. I think the most recent one was Ross Colton, who signed a 4x4 in Colorado, which we'll see how that one goes. I suppose Colorado is kind of at a weird offseason considering Landeskog is gone. The Miles Wood money isn't bad, but the length at 6 years is interesting. Now Ross Colton at $4 million. I'm very intrigued about Colorado this season. I think people think they're gonna dive right back into the deep end and become a contender again. I'm not sure I'm fully convinced by that. I feel like I don't want to rule out because there's still got great players, but you don't have your leader in Landeskog, and that's such a big one. And we kind of saw the toll that took on last season. So yes, to get back on my tracks here, Ryan McLeod not signed, Evan Bouchard not signed, Raphael Lavoie signed. Now, in natural Oilers fashion, hello,
milk signing.
Bag milk is at the door. In natural Oilers fashion, Oilers fans went a little berserk after this signing. And the reason why, so Lavoie signed 874 for 1 year. And I think fans wanted him at 775, which is league minimum, because that way the Oilers then get another 100,000 to play around with. It gives them more flexibility if he had just matched his qualifying offer. Obviously, he did not do that. Do you have any thoughts on this, Aaron? I feel like Lavoie is interesting because now he kind of puts himself in a bad spot if he doesn't make the team. It's a bad spot for the Oilers if he doesn't make the team. Then you have to send him down. Also, it's a good spot for him in a way of like kind of pushing himself out the door a little bit too.
I think, I mean, in classic summertime silly season, I did get very into the news and kind of looked in. Where could I see him on the lineup? I just feel like if it could happen, maybe a third line of Dylan Holloway, McLeod, Lavoie.
Yeah.
That's an awesome young gun line. Am I holding my breath that he's going to come into the lineup, step in day one and be an asset that's getting paid less than $1 million?
I am not. I actually think this
for
deal,
the viewers, yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy.
yeah. I actually think that Lavoie kind of pushes himself out here a little bit. Just because you look at that right side and to not take the 775 is only 100 grand, but we'll pull up the I have the numbers here. So with current cap, excuse me, include Marcus Niemelainen on it. This is just the way Cap Friendly has it. The others have 4.75 million. That makes sense, right? 4.75 million. 4.745 million. So many. I wish they would just kind of just round it up. So that's not enough, I don't think, to sign McLeod and Bouchard.
No.
Obviously, that would kind of look like the others would run a 23-man roster, which at this point just doesn't seem to be the case at all. So without Niemelainen, Lavoie, and I even put Lane Peterson in this because the only reason I'm putting Lane Peterson in there is because Ken Holland came out after day one of free agency and said every player we signed outside of Connor Brown was a minor league deal. So that means that they see Lane Peterson as the 13th guy. I don't think he's going to want to be the guy who they're going to want him to be their 4C. So without those three guys, they have 7.1 million, 7.2 million if you round it up. That's enough to sign McLeod, Bouchard, and probably a decent 4C if you really, really wanted to. If my math is correct. Yeah, on another league minimum. Or even if you wanted to throw $1 million at somebody. I know Ken Holland's been like, oh, I want to have some money for when the trade deadline comes. Like, I think he said $500K.
Weren't last year to our final dollar?
Yes, we were. We were making
cap circumvention.
We were making jokes about how you should be able to go to restaurants and have like the Oilers cap special, and then whatever it kind of bounces up and down to. So that's
That's a
interesting.
great idea.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to open a restaurant, we got a plan. Lavoie is the most intriguing one. I don't see Niemelainen on this team. Lane Peterson is just going to be the guy who they go back and forth with. So here's some of the options as we say, like, well, they have 1 million to sign a guy. Well, who's available? Jonathan Taves, who came out last week, I think it was, and basically said, like, he's an unavailable free agent who isn't retired yet.
Except for Marion Host's
I was going to say,
retirement
but he's
game.
playing in Marion Host's retirement game, which is that in Europe, I would assume? In Slovakia, I think. So we'll see. Maybe that kind of helps trigger a little bit of
Lights
something
that fire
for him.
underneath
Yeah.
him.
So Taves, I think, is an option, but something that isn't going to happen until I would not be shocked. And this is, I don't know anything about this. If Taves just got like a PTO with a team and it was kind of just an agreement amongst both parties of like, we need to know what you're going to be. And then we can kind of go from there with the contract negotiation. So I think, and it kind of helps Taves too, even if it doesn't work with hypothetically the Oilers, 31 other teams can then be like, well, what do? Does he feel better? The other one is Pius Suter. I don't think the Oilers can afford him. Thomas Nosek is a guy that people have kind of thrown out there as a name. I believe some people around the city have said that. Apparently he wants around 2 million, which just seems like too much. Like the Oilers literally cannot afford that.
Yeah, unless can't do that.
Unless somehow Bouchard and McLeod both come in at cheaper deals than we're assuming. I don't think that's going to happen for both of them. Maybe one of them. Paul Stasny, maybe. Eric Stahl, I don't think the Oilers would go down that route, but I also wouldn't be shocked by any means if he got a PTO.
I also don't want to see him in an Oilers jersey.
I don't either. Besides everything he kind of did this past year, just he's a Carolina Hurricane.
Yeah, Carolina Hurricane.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
That's it. Derek Brassard, the reunion. Now, that's actually a very interesting one for me. I don't think he's necessarily a fourth-line center anymore. I think he's more of a winger per se. But that is an intriguing name, I think, for like when camp comes around. It's, then PTO maybe. Last one is Derek Stepan, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Does he still have anything in the tank?
He had like 15 points this season with Carolina again. Maybe a little bit left. I mean, he's your fourth-line center, but do you really want a fourth line of like Yaremchuk, Stepan, Derek Ryan? It doesn't seem like the best.
You're over the hill.
It doesn't seem like a recipe for success by any means. You may as well just have Lane Peterson in there. So I think what the Oilers are going to do is they're just going to PTO a couple of guys, but also a name that you could probably throw in there. And I know this is going to be a funny one because it's me. You could just bring back Devon Shore. You really could.
Dude, as I have no problem with that.
You know what you get in, and you know he loves playing here. He said it multiple times. He's like, well, when I met him, and he was just, and the Matthias Ekholm thing came around with the jersey. He basically was just like, I really don't care what number I wear. I just want to be in the NHL.
Just want to be one of the boys.
Yeah, and McDavid loves him, and I think
you love him.
I love him.
That's enough for me. I love right
him.
There. Your face just lit up when you brought up his name.
I have a picture of me and my girlfriend at the side of my bed, and then right in front I have me and Devon Shore. so yeah, if any of those options actually intrigue you, let me know. I'll see if what everyone said in the chat. Good, and you said Stefan's still in the league. Yes, he played in Carolina last year. Sergeant Battle said, why do we care about a 4C? I say because it's July 18th and I have nothing else to talk about right now. So that's a big one for me. But also it is true in the sense of like, why do we care? Because the Oilers do play 11-7 a lot. So it's not too big of a deal. But also if you do have
you're one injury away.
You're one away. Exactly. So if you do want to do that, then I don't think it's a bad idea. You need someone with a bit of experience. Devon Shore has that. I mean,
think out of all the names you said, I'm looking up here, other guys. I'm a Devon Shore guy.
It's just it's not even about if he's better than these guys. It's just, you know what you get in.
There's
like
familiarity.
He's only like 29 too. Like these guys could fall off a cliff any second. Half those guys were named. The name that intrigues me the most is a Thomas Nosek. Yeah, but you would have to get him down to 1 million, and if you don't get him down, then what does it really matter? You know. Anyone else say anything?
I think we're bargain hunters.
Big time. And that's what PTOs are going to be for. Because the Oilers farm system, I think I spoke about this on last week's show. A lot of guys are going to be ready next year and the year after to kind of make steps. There's basically Lavoie, maybe Borgo could push push, but I don't think he's even that close either.
Yeah, I don't know.
People in the chat, Lance Kane, I'm pro Devon Shaw, Sergeant Battle. I'm also pro Shaw. Rather have Gagne from Good and You. Yeah. And also, too, Dr. Gonzo, Nurse to 4C. That must be that's an Oodle Noodle rumor. So put that one down on your list. Again, if you missed the start of the show, we're giving away some Oodle Noodle vouchers. So you just got to put in your hottest rumor. You can make it up. And then Aaron at the end of the show will decide in a draw. He's not going to decide who's going to be the winner of those, and then we'll get a hold of you that way.
You want to grab my attention with these rumors.
Yeah, the
headline style.
There you go. Christopher Palmer, Cody Cece, Fogel, 2 picks to Winnipeg for Neil Pionk and Mason Appleton. Now that is a hot rumor. There you go. All right, so we got the one piece of Oilers news out of the way. Unfortunately, it was nothing great, and honestly, probably a really bad thing for Lavoie. Either way, we're moving on. The Oilers Nation Open is coming up, Aaron.
Yeah.
And
how was Millwood?
I'm going to tell you right now, it was awesome. So Millwood's golf course on Sunday, it was me and Tyler were on a team, and we're the ON Everyday team, and then Chalmers and Jay were on the other team. And Tyler and I hung in there for a while. And when I say Tyler and I mean Tyler hung in there for us for a while. Tyler's a way better golfer than I am.
You're there for moral support.
I'm there for the good time. I'm there for the laughs. So what we're doing for the Oilers Nation Open is you can bid. So all the proceeds go to Gregor's grad too. It's not just bid for our pockets. It goes to a really good process. What do you call it? Charity. And so basically Gregor's grads is he helps people who simply cannot afford grad suits, and then Gregor goes out with this money and goes shopping with them, and they look spiff and
awesome.
spaff. It's a fantastic thing. I think it's something that like is kind of different too, and like you wouldn't necessarily think about as like, oh, you know, but it's a great cause. So you can sign up at nationgate.ca.
The Gregor
right
speech
now
is always something else.
I've been to one. I went to the one last year, and that was my first one, and it was he gets emotional.
Yeah,
what can you say?
That's cool.
The guy is passionate about his cause. Yeah. So right now it's $250 if you want to sign up as an individual. So then you'll be part of a mosaic team with 3 other Oilers Nation fans, not just Oilers Nation every day, just Oilers Nation fans in general. So there's a common interest, the Edmonton Oilers. Or you can sign up with a team, $1,000 a team, or you can bid to play with Tyler and I or Jay and Chalmers, which is the real life versus ON everyday team. So I believe you just got to email Tyler oilersnation.ca, and he will take your registrations. Last time I chatted with him, it was $1,000 on both sides. $1,000 for real life file. Yeah, $1,000 for Oilers Nation. I got my fucking words fuddled with that one. And so yeah, you can go and bid on that. And yeah, the game itself on Sunday was very fun. Through 9, we were tied, and then Chalmers is the greatest golfer this world has ever seen. That man, I think he said he had 5 birdies on the day. I think I saw him take one bad shot throughout the entire day. And the reason it was a bad shot, he's unbelievable. And the reason it was a bad shot is so he put it right into the bunker, and he was nailing him out of the bunker the whole day anyway, so it didn't even matter. But this one, it was on a slant, and he's a righty, and he just tuck it right out, and he tipped the top of the bank. I still went further than my
number one.
Well, we got a special guest.
We might have a guest here.
On camera there?
No, it's on my laptop right here.
No, it's on his laptop.
We're just about to begin our big list.
Bag milk alert.
Hello.
You see, we were just talking about the Oilers Nation Open and Gregor's grads.
It is one of the best days you can participate in.
Mm-hmm.
You did your first one last year.
Yes, and I just drove around. To do one. It was awesome.
I haven't done one.
I love them. It's one of the greatest days on the calendar.
I'm excited.
You should be. Get a cruise around, hack some balls. What's not to like?
Just hang out with the team. We've done some cool stuff lately. Oodle Noodle Shoot, the home run derby.
Last week was very great for me. Monday, I drove around brand new vehicles at Sherwood Ford.
Yep.
Was it Thursday we went to the home run derby? Yeah. Thursday, I was at Remax all day watching Jay hit fly balls and then smack one out eventually. And then Friday, we did the hot box challenge.
And you were struggling.
I did cry a little bit. Yeah. We're doing a giveaway for Oodle Noodle on the show, Bag Milk. So the way we're doing it is you have to drop your hottest rumor, but you can just make it up. So if you've got
Yeah,
one,
could be
head over
anything.
to the chat and you can drop it in there.
All right. How about this? Cody Cece to Pittsburgh, Crosby 50% retained. Let's go.
You might win. That is
That's
a steam
bad.
one.
Let's go, Noodle. Give me that bucks. Try and beat me, chat.
Yeah, if you can beat Bag Milk's Cody Cece for Sidney Crosby half retained.
Yeah.
That's how extreme we want to get here.
Yeah.
That is
People have been dropping like realistic ones. The
You
craziest
think I
one.
wrote down a realistic one?
that's the rumor I've heard. I don't know.
I've heard that one too. And there might even be a third team involved in Washington.
Yep.
Sending Ovechkin to Pittsburgh
You know what
to
would be
partner
great?
up with Cody Cece.
Because the show says Tyler's name on it. We can
Tyler
just
said
blame Tyler for these.
Yeah,
rumors.
it's Tyler's
Tyler
show.
said that Crosby is going to be an Oiler.
Yep.
Tom Wilson, too.
I heard that. Yep.
Yeah, they need some help on the right wing, so they're going to go and trade for Tom Wilson.
And all it's going to
That'd be
take is Lavoie.
It's going to take Lavoie in a second. Don't be greedy.
Sorry, yeah. And we have to retain on Lavoie.
Yeah, that 863 or whatever is too much.
Yeah, 874. People are not happy about that one
Why?
because actually, you know what? I don't even want to talk about the Oilers, to be honest.
Okay.
I want to ask you about Miranda Lambert last night because I saw you tweet.
What was that?
Her video? Did you see
I
this?
haven't
That was
seen this.
completely unhinged.
Yeah. So basically, Miranda Lambert was doing a show. I think it was in Detroit actually. Detroit been in a lot really because they had the Drake curfew thing. Eminem showed up with Ed Sheeran, and
Yeah,
now
that
you have
was-
Miranda Lambert. That's your three right there.
But
The big
she
three.
stopped her show.
Yeah, so she stopped the show and started giving it to these girls who were like in the pit for taking a selfie at the show.
So my
So
thought was,
necessary.
listen, did they pay to get in there? Probably yes. Take all the selfies you want. Document
Do
the
whatever
show.
you
Post it on social. Pump up the tour.
Yeah,
That's such a random thing to
So
get
weird.
upset about.
I think that's
and
just
stop
mean.
the music.
I think it's just mean.
Singled them out. I don't get it at all.
No.
I want to see that selfie now.
Yeah, I want to see the most famous
Sorry.
selfie.
You
in
know,
the
I'd
world
be
today.
angry and delete it out of spite.
Yes, but it just doesn't make sense. Like Coldplay do that thing where they ask everyone not to be on their phones, but somehow people still record it,
Yeah,
which
of
I
course.
think is funny. Like I think that's fine.
At Blink-182, Mark Hoppus was grabbing people's phones and taking pictures of himself
That's
on
cool.
their phones.
I love when artists do that. Like, hey, you're gonna have I'm gonna get that framed.
You have your memories, but yeah.
Miranda Lambert, if she doesn't want people to, she's got to do that thing where everybody's phone's got to go in one of those little pouches.
Also,
Mhm.
Miranda Lambert is
Yeah.
not a big enough star to be telling people not to take selfies. She's a massive country star. But this is, like I said, Coldplay asked people to put their phones away for a certain song. I can't remember which one it is. They're arguably the biggest band in the world, or one of. Like they can do
They're
that.
very
They
good.
have that power. And people are like, okay, what's his name? Chris Martin?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris Martin. I will do that for you. Miranda Lambert.
No problem, Chris
chance.
Martin. Whatever you say, sir.
Yeah.
If you want to come on the show, just
Huh?
let me know.
I can see
I'm
it.
just here for fix you.
Yeah. We're going to move on to our big list challenge bag milk,
Please.
which is by
Ready.
Cornerstone Insurance.
Avoiding a meeting, so
Yes.
whatever you need.
Edmonton's premium broker for over 90 years, I believe, right?
90 years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the big list, you obviously won't be able to see it because maybe you can peep around. So this is the biggest mistake in sports that you can think of. So we have 5, the biggest mistakes in sports.
Biggest
Do you
mistakes in
have any,
sports.
yeah. Do you have anything that
Yeah.
kind of pops into your head right
Do you have
now?
an example?
Well, let's just go to the first one. You can see it.
Should we just maybe? Okay, so these are the first mistakes in sports history. I went more for the play route, like on field route. But my first one that I have, and we brought video along with us. Sorry, podcast listener.
Yeah.
But my first one, the worst mistake in sports history, is the Russell Wilson goal line interception.
Hmm.
Now, I'm a diehard Patriots fan, so I'm very biased as that being the 0 to 100 moment in my life
Hmm.
that quickly. But that you got Marshawn on the goal line. We've heard it a million times. You run that ball 4 times, and you're more than likely
Every
going to be a
time.
Super Bowl champion.
Now-
Instead, went this route.
So Ricardo Lockett. If you wanted to sit here, you wouldn't be on the
Oh,
camera.
oops.
I just have a little peeky around.
Okay.
We're good.
Crazy. I remember I was in England for this one. So I stayed up to like 4 a.m. watching this. And I was half asleep. And then that happened. And all of a sudden I was wide awake again. The craziest thing. And also, it's not even like they threw it to Baldwin or Lockett. They threw it to Ricardo Lockett, was his name?
Yeah.
Ricardo Montalban.
Yes, they may as well have thrown it to him because they're both as irrelevant in this game as they should
There's
be.
my guy.
Crazy. So yeah, that's number one. Do you have anything that pops to head after?
Yeah, first thing, like Bill Buckner. If we're going on field, Bill Buckner, like that one's the
You
classic.
may see that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
how about Jose Canseco taking one off the bean?
that was I watched that one. I tried to keep mine within stuff that I've seen live, besides one, which just will haunt.
Okay, then one I saw live that I wasn't there, but I watched it live. Patrick Steffen.
That was on my list, and I took it off. I took it off because they won the game, but still, the moment is
that moment
wild.
it's gonna live forever. And I was watching that game with my old man, and I'll never forget it ever.
Patrick Steffen, just such a tough career for that man.
And the call from Ray Ferraro afterwards, Patrick Steffen, you should be embarrassed with yourself.
Just dunking on the guy.
Yeah, scolded him like a child.
I guess quickly,
All right,
and before we get to mine, Christopher Palmer dropped one in there, and I looked at this one too, but again, I didn't address it because I didn't remember it. Steve Smith own goal.
Oh yeah, classic.
I know that was a tough one for some people. A few people followed up on that one too. Okay, Aaron, what's my first one?
Your next one is
Jim Joyce.
Perfect game.
Ruins a perfect game.
Oh yeah.
That was only 2010.
That wasn't
I
that
think.
long. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. And then the aftermath on that one is super interesting.
Yeah, Gavin was telling me a little bit. It's just such a crazy play because to me, you look at that and it's so obvious. Like everyone knows, and even the picture there's looking at it like, come on, man. Like, that was it. And then it literally would have ended the game. And I think it's not something that happened in like the fourth or something like that. This is something that ruined everything.
And I believe it was a perfect game.
Yes,
not a no-hitter.
It was a perfect game. So just absolutely disastrous. And he came out and apologized and all that stuff.
After?
Yeah.
What that young man did?
Did he write a book?
And I wrote it. He didn't get his perfect game.
Well, at least he got a car after.
And at least, they added
look at it here.
Oh, he's a full step and a half. Oh my goodness.
Props to that
bad.
Pitcher, because he was pretty tame in the moment. I'd have tears in my eyes.
I would have come out swinging. I would have made my first punch a drop kick and just like Jim Joyce is going into the third row.
I wonder what happened after this pitch. Like, I wonder how the rest of the game kind of went. I know there's only one out, but I wonder if he got it right after.
If he just got,
Yeah, I've never really looked into it. Be curious. What's your second one, Aaron?
My next one is Bill Buckner of the 1986 World Series.
It's hard not to.
Now, I wanted to pick things I was alive for, but just in the folklore of Boston Red Sox history, like it's just nuts. So let's take a peek here. So I believe this was game 6, and it was a tie game, and it went right through his legs in extras. The Mets went and then scored, and then went to game 7.
He was fielding like me out there at the Riverhawks.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen that before.
Yeah, it's a very similar play.
He stole your move.
Yeah, you let it right through.
Baseball is a crazy sport because it's fairly simple for the most part, and like most sports are, but like you catch the ball, you have to stand on base, you hit the ball, whatever it may be. The simplest play, he has done that a bajillion times.
First base out there.
Yeah, and just it's tough to see. But did they win the World Series, or did the Mets go on and win?
So what? They hadn't won the World Series since.
Oh yeah,
forever.
When they won
forever.
Yeah,
that was 1986, and then they won in 2004. So
I was watching
a math guy. That's a lot of years.
I was watching a Mets game a little while ago, and there was a guy in Citi Field?
Yeah,
wearing a Buckner Mets jersey. Just ruthless.
That's
awesome.
So funny. All right, I think I have my first soccer one coming up here, Aaron. And this one, Frank Lampard's no goal. So this is the 2010 World Cup, and England were playing Germany. And this was kind of the time where England were just terrible at every tournament. And England had just scored to make it 2-1. And in a minute, they literally off the kickoff went down and did this. Can you see this, BM? It'll show the replay. But the ball is about 3 feet over the line. and that did not count because they just didn't have the technology and the ref didn't see it. But even on the initial,
No way.
yeah, that did not
What?
count.
No way.
England went on to be eliminated from the World Cup after this.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What year is this?
2010.
I feel like we had the
2010?
technology in 2010 to figure
Just
that out.
refused to use it. The arrogance of people. Yeah. And it just, we can see it one more time. On the initial shot, you can see it go in clearly. Yeah. No goal. I think England lost 4-2 or 4-1 or something like that. But the game was just, they were not the same. After
Is that one of
moment.
those no goals that implemented a rule? Like the perfect game that kind of brought in the reviews in baseball.
Yeah. This definitely helped change a lot of
All right.
things. I just wish it was another country,
Sure.
not my own.
That's fair.
So yeah.
Honorary mistake. How about the Matt Duchene offside?
Yeah, I think it does have to be an honorable mention. Game changing.
He
offside.
was 10 feet offside. And now we have to sit through these reviews over and over again.
That's true.
Honorary
That-
mention.
that is who you blame. Okay,
Yeah,
who
you
do
got
I
to blame Matt
next?
Duchene.
I have J.R. Smith forgetting the score in game one of the NBA Finals. An all-time blunder. Seeing LeBron react. So if you didn't know, the game's tied here, about to go into overtime. J.R. Smith grabbed offensive rebound. Great play.
Great play.
Great play.
Could have
Fights
been
off KD.
Could have been an all-time moment for J.R. Smith.
And then just goes back, dribbles it out. LeBron throws his two hands up like, what are you doing? As you can see here.
I made so many memes of that.
Yeah, this one too, when he's just like pointing towards him. Like, come on. Isn't J.R. Smith like a great golfer or something too?
Yes, he
I've
is.
seen that. He's
Yes,
like
he is
trying to
for-
compete in the NCAA, I
I
think.
want to say it's like, no, he is in the
He is in the NCAA. Okay.
But I love that. Just at the one moment here, you can kind of see him at the end. And he says, I thought we was up.
Whoops.
Oh no.
I love when players forget like how many outs there are,
Yeah.
like all that stuff is so good.
The another basketball moment that isn't as extreme as that, but it's the meme of Nick Young shooting and turning around and putting his
Oh,
arms
yeah.
out. when he
Perfect.
misses.
I love that one.
Nick Young is just
Swaggy Pete.
giving us some big moments.
I love that one.
Now
Right,
this
yeah.
one is inspired by Gavin. The Saints versus Rams missed pass interference call.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when he took one off the face last week.
Oh no, I didn't. That could have been a good misplay. That's my honorable mention.
This
But
one was
no
bad.
footage. So this one is brutal, and it led to like some change in the league for a year. Look at that. That is horrendous. And the ref is right
It's
there.
right there.
So I think we should get another angle on
Yeah,
this
it
one.
will.
It comes to the back. And if you didn't know, the Rams went on to win this game and go to the Super Bowl. Oh my good God. Just
Like-
so blatant.
I know in slow-mo, you can make anything, kind of look the way you want it to. That was so obvious watching that live. And then there's Sean Payton.
Being furious. Rightfully so. So basically,
Is that Kevin James?
I wish. So the
Paul
Saints,
Blart?
the Saints went on
Kevin
to lose
James
this
played him in a
game.
movie.
Wait, is the movie out?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, maybe that's what I'll download for my flight after I watch all the
You need
Modern
more-
Family.
you need
no,
No, it's
you
not
don't-
worth
you
it.
don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
So yeah, the Saints went on to lose this game, and it brought in a pass interference rule for 1 year that they could review. And then the league was like, no, we're out on this one. We will not be doing pass interference reviews. Not good enough. Too slow. Meanwhile, the CFL manages to kind of crank it out. So one good thing about the CFL, they're able to get their replays done
Yep.
quickly. They do not
Yep.
mess around. So I'll give the CFL a shout out for that one. All right. What's next, Aaron? What have you got? Number 4.
Worst
for you.
blunders in sports, honorary mention to not winning a home game in 4 years.
Yes.
Dude.
Here's a little. Actually, I'll bring it up after.
It's hilarious, but it's starting to be not funny now. I don't want to hold that record.
I feel for everyone that is an Elks season ticket holder.
Yeah.
Me too. And yeah,
You know where you should get
Is-
season seats?
Riverhawks.
Riverhawks. Now, we're not winning a ton, but
But you're
more
winning.
than
I've
that.
seen you win at home.
Damn right.
There was the thing. I think that on one other podcast, but the Oilers might win at Commonwealth Stadium before the Elks win at Commonwealth Stadium with the Heritage Classic.
That is
Last
so
year,
upsetting.
the U of A had a football game there at Commonwealth, and I was doing the directing, and I was like, this would be sweet if they won.
Did they win?
No, they didn't.
Football is cursed at Commonwealth.
Yep.
Okay, my number 4 is Tony Romo fumbling the snap during his field goal hold. Now, I think this was 2007.
Yeah.
Like, this was like right when Tony Romo was entering the league, but it's famous because of that perfect shot of him laying down and he's like holding his mask, and it is deep breath.
You're almost giving us some special moments as a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Special, good and bad. This one is
wait. You don't want to go too far. It's a really long.
So he's 19 yards out for people who are watching. A minute 19 left on the clock. Dallas Cowboys down by 1. Romo shanks it. Sprint.
What a shoelace tackle.
Great tackle. But he's probably thinking, like, I'm going to be the hero in this moment. I'm on the 1 yard line now, and he is down. Also, another great Tony Romo moment is the game against the Denver Broncos when he went head-to-head with Peyton Manning, and the final score was like 42-52 or something like that. And it was an all-timer. Perfect game. Romo throws a pick to like end it. So thank you, Tony Romo, for that one.
Some things never change.
Yeah. Oh, here's a close-up. Also, why is Romo doing the thing?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was
I don't remember
because
that.
he was the backup for most of the year, and then Bledsoe got hurt.
Damn.
And then he went in.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
You do.
Tyler Mulick put a comment in the chat. The Patrick Stephon empty net miss meant that the Oilers didn't get Patrick Kane. Well, we got McDavid eventually. So
all roads led to McDavid.
Yes.
Yep, that's fact.
Number 4. Could it be another soccer pick from Liam? Yes, it is. Zidane's headbutt. An all-time sports moment, good and bad.
I don't know a lick about soccer.
I don't know.
But I know that one.
Yes.
Everybody knows that one because it was like he went full bulldozer.
Oh yeah, he's
like a ram out in the mountains.
And usually,
is this one Hand of God or the other one?
This is the other one.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yes,
it's a classic.
This is it.
Oh,
so yeah, and the craziest part about it is most guys. Oh boy,
it's a great one. And another thing too, like at the moment, like I said, I don't know anything about, but I didn't realize that was a player that was revered up until that moment.
He at one point, Zidane was the most expensive player in the world. Like this is a crazy moment for him to like kind of go off like this. He said a bunch of things that are like Maserati was the guy who had said to him and did it. But the thing that gets me is most people, when you go for a headbutt, would go head on head. Not Zidane.
No,
he is going
right
through your chest. And I believe Maserati actually went on to score a goal in this final too. And France went on to lose.
That's my favorite visual from it. The guy just coming in with
yeah, there's like everyone knows what you get it. So here's a fun fact. So Italy, this is in a World Cup final. Italy went on to win the World Cup. Since then, they have never qualified for the knockout stage of the World Cup since. This was 2006. And they're the longest, what is it? The longest drought for a winner to not win a knockout game at the World Cup. So there you go, fun facts. Find me an extra time for more of those.
Zidane. Hell of a headbutt, though. You really put a charge into that guy.
Yeah. Aaron, last one. What are we looking at?
My last one, which is a little niche, but as you may have been able to tell, I am a diehard Patriots fan. This one, a lot of people don't remember because they remember what happened on the other side. So mine is Asante Samuel's dropped interception when the Patriots were 18-0 and Eli was driving down the field to score that final touchdown, Plaxico. But I believe this is right before the David Tyree play. Eli throws an absolute duck to Asante Samuel in his hands, and it bounces off of him, and it just goes out of bounds. And I think it's like a play or two later, the David Tyree thing happens, and watch this. You'll see it hit him in the hands. It is just not. Oh wait, it'll show it next. Here we go.
Here it is.
For a perfect NFL season.
Well, they do say cornerbacks are wide receivers that couldn't catch, so that really fits that image.
That is true.
Do you know Eli Manning has never won a playoff game and then not gone on to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Craziest stat ever. He's won 2 Super Bowls.
I know.
Yeah, both against Patriots. Yeah.
Honorary mention, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Of course.
2 years ago, I think it was, at the Tour de France. There was that lady who held up a sign on the
yeah.
road and took out like half the field
Yeah.
and then fled the country. The
Oh,
best.
yeah, she fled the country.
Fled the country because people were like, you can't do that.
The Tour de France.
What do
yeah.
you mean?
That's an iconic event. There's one too that is a kind of a misplay, but he got to do it. But there was the Olympics. Can't remember if it was the last one or the one before, where the swimmer was they were all getting ready and he lost his balance and was holding on so tight and then gradually just fell into the pool. All the racers decided that they weren't. I think he finished last, but they weren't going to race until he raced, so they let him go back in. But it's just kind of funny watching the video. You can see him stumble, and in slow-mo, he just slowly tips into the water. That's a tough way to go in.
Another sticking with the pool, Liam. I wish I could remember what country those divers were from. Everybody knows the ones. They were like trying to do dives, and they just land on their back or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, how did you get here?
Yeah, what was your competition coming into this? I do remember that one. Yeah,
I wish I remember what country they were. It was so funny though.
if you remember the country, let us know.
Yeah, hit us up.
Last one from me, another soccer one because this one haunts the entire country of England.
David Beckham.
The Hand of God. So the Hand
I have
of
no idea
God
what this is.
was in the 1986 World Cup, I believe it
Mm.
was. Diego Maradona, who some regard as the greatest player ever. I will never because of this moment. So in this game, before we show the clip, Aaron, he did this goal that people refer to as the Hand of God. And also in this game, he scored what people call the greatest goal in football history, where he basically ran through the entire team. But this is what came first. So if you can pull this one up, Aaron, a lot of you, I'm sure, haven't seen this. This goal counted. So Argentina are the ones with the ball right now. Gradually gets up. I think that's Maradona right there, actually, on the ball. Yep. So Maradona, he is a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. So the ball comes over. Oh, many of you must be thinking he headed the ball in. But why are the England players reacting like that? Well, when we get the replay, you'll see he punched the ball into the net.
Yes,
Oh,
he
we didn't
did.
even get a replay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
That
know.
was it. So he goes up and there's a picture. If you type in Hand of God, you'll see it. And he literally like has his hand next to his head and he just punches the ball over. One other thing about Maradona is he's like 5'7" and England's goalie is 6'3". So there's no way he should be able to jump high enough than a punch unless he's literally punching. And this goal counted and England got knocked out of the World
counted?
Cup. Yeah. England
Yeah,
got
Hand
knocked
of
out of the
God.
World Cup again. Just good.
Here when I even press pause, if I can time this so perfectly. Like
If you go on Google, Aaron, and type in Hand of God and see if you can get it up quickly, but that was it.
yeah, I got it.
But yeah, this was an all-time moment for the English national team. We have been screwed many, many times. But there you go.
If you ever see like misplays of all time compilations, that one's always near the top.
Yes,
Always.
always near the top. Any other ones that have inspired you after watching this list?
I mean, I love bloopers.
Yes, me.
How about Hall and his head stepped on?
A classic.
It's your classic Curtis Foster moment.
Was it Curtis Foster?
I don't know. I want to
Oh,
blame
it's-
somebody.
I thought it was.
Oh, it's Corey Potter. Corey Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Corey Potter power play.
And to think that was the team that made me an Oilers fan.
Yep.
Like,
How you stuck with it is actually beyond me.
yeah, I don't know. There's no other choices. I didn't know any other players. Speaking of actually, there was one other thing I wanted to bring up today. It's not an Oilers thing, but it is actually a Calgary Flames thing. Mika Kipasov is getting his number retired by the Calgary Flames.
Oh, I hated him.
Really?
Yeah,
I hated him.
but he was so good.
That's why.
yeah,
He
was
just
good.
absolutely owned the Oilers for a decade plus.
Yeah,
He was so good. He was so consistent. He played all the games.
and he's doing it against Pittsburgh, which I thought was interesting because he played for San Jose.
I thought they would have done it against San Jose.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Or against Edmonton.
Liam,
Oh,
that
so-
looks like he's throwing the soccer ball.
So you
over
can
net.
see, yeah, there's his hand, and there's the ball on the hand. That's what they call in the sport a handball. I guess not for this time
That
around.
looks like he's dropping a teardrop. In
Yeah,
basketball
it
right
kinda
there,
does,
like
doesn't
he's
it?
yelling, Kobe.
Yeah. Well, never mind. Lance Kane said Patrick Waugh Statue of Liberty play. That's the one where he kind of rips it
Yeah,
up,
he
right?
goes to hold it up and he drops it in the
Yeah.
net.
And then he,
Yeah.
that is a good one.
Last one here before we kind of end the show, I guess. Rasmus Anderson on Mike Smith from the parking lot. You were there for that one.
I was there, yeah. So that one, man, I can still see it in my head because I was about 10 rows up right behind Mike Smith. And I see Rasmus Anderson dump it from the other side of the net. And I'm like, I don't know if he knows where it is. That's going in the fucking net. That is in the net. And then you see him throw the hand out. Like, I had no idea where that one was. And I don't know that I've seen the air get sucked out of a building quite like that before.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Nuge ended up getting the winner shortly after, but
That's true. That was the Nuge game because that's the game that started right off the bat with
Markstrom fucked it up.
screwing it up. Yeah. So
yeah, that one's a good one. The Rasmus Anderson. That was from way downtown. There's Danny what was that name? He played for Vancouver. Danny Kluche, I want to say. He let in a beauty from center ice. There's been a handful of those over the years. Devin Dubnyk used to do it all the time here.
and to think we let that man go and
Oh, the good old days.
became a Vezina nominee.
I just always felt like we need to fire at him from center. One of them's due. You know, how about bring it back here? 4 goals against, 4 shots against. For Mikko
Koskinen. What's his Taco Bell menu?
The cheesy gordita crunch.
Yeah, the cheesy touch.
It's delicious. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's a hit. There you go. There's the big list brought to you by Cornerstone Insurance. But before we get to the Oodle Noodle one, which I think Aaron is pretty much ready to go, Sherwood Ford today came to the office to give Tyler an oil change.
Yeah.
And he is not here. They literally rolled up, gave him an oil change. I believe Kennedy said it took 30 minutes.
The mobile station.
I pulled up and the guy was doing it. Kennedy was taking a video. I was like, man, Ty gets the treatment.
Yeah.
Ford gives the treatment.
Service with a smile.
Yeah. That guy is a lovely man. It seemed like he was
of course.
Very talkative.
They're all lovely.
Very good. And when we went the other day, they were fantastic.
Could have been
and
better.
If you go actually to Sherwood Ford in Sherwood Park, they have Sherbucks, which is the coffee station they have there. And it is
delicious.
It is amazing. Amazing. Better than the other brands, I would say. But yeah, Sherwood Ford, the best. They will literally come to your door. Come to your door to get it done. Are you ready to rock, Aaron, with the Oodle Noodle Hot Box Award?
I have put in the prestigious
Yes.
award. I have put in, how many did I put in here? 12 names.
Okay.
Of people who gave me rumors.
All right. Well, I got at least 2 of those, right?
Yeah.
I got to be in there at least twice.
I actually did put you in there.
Don't worry, listeners. I'm not eligible to win.
I said it as a joke, but I actually did it. Okay, so we're going through here. I'm going to hit my button. And our winner is, he's a regular, Dr. Gonzo.
Nice.
Dr. Gonzo.
What was the trade?
Winner today.
Didn't he say nurse is the 4C or something like that?
He said a couple things in here. I didn't write down some of them. Oh, here's one. It's official. Smitty coming out of retirement to tip pucks in with his jaw.
Finally.
I've been hearing that one too, actually.
I've
So
been
there you
waiting.
go. We'll get a hold of you, Dr. Gonzo. You can
Smitty's hair game is better, so clearly a Hyman buyout on the rise. Here we go.
It all adds up. Just send me an
How dare
email
you.
at liam@oilersnation.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I just assume he just
How long you
fills
worked here now?
Hey, when I type my name, the rest just goes out.
I've never actually been on the website.
Yeah, you can send me an email there. We'll wrap up the show with some Betway talk. 19 plus, please bet responsibly. Do you have anything? You're in a Blue Jays jersey. They play the Padres tonight or coming up, right?
I don't know. You guys go. I'll find one. I'll find one.
I'm just going to go quickly. The Women's World Cup starts tomorrow.
Who's favorite?
Thursday. The favorites are the U.S.
Boo.
So the favorites over on Betway are the U.S. I'm going to read these in decimal in honor of Jay beating me in the match at the Nation Open, which you can sign up at nation.ca. So the U.S. at 3.5 is the favorites. Then it's England women who just won the European Championships a couple of summers ago. Spain, Germany, Australia, France, Netherlands, Sweden, Brazil, Japan, and then the Canadian women at 41.00. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11th. But the thing is, the Canadian women, that's a lot for a team that just won an Olympic gold medal. What was it? 2020 was it?
Very short ago.
Yeah, not that long ago. So I actually quite like that a lot for the Canadian women. Their first game is against Nigeria Thursday evening. So the way this is kind of working is because it's in Australia and New Zealand, the games are obviously, they're playing on Friday when it's Thursday for us. So the games, I believe, start around 7 p.m. our time. And then there'll be 4 games a day. And the last game will end at 3 a.m. I start at 3 a.m.
Well, you can watch the first one.
So you can catch a couple when you're tucking in after a nice long day of watching Oilers Nation every day and listen to Real Life and ON Radio and Better Late Than Never. And then you can jump in bed and watch the Canadian women versus Nigeria on Thursday.
That
There you
sounds
go.
lovely.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to get down to Calgary, tuck in, get ready for my big flight, watch the Canadian women play. Aaron, do you have anything? Did you guys find anything?
The only thing that I have for today, according to the score, Alec Manoah's back.
He is.
So
What are you doing? Because I'm looking over there too.
I'm like, you could go 2 ways.
Yes.
And he's obviously going to get shelled. But I want to speak it into existence.
This is his
So
first start since the last one, right? That sounds
believe.
obvious, but since before the All-Star break. Crazy.
He is 2-7 with a 5.91 ERA.
So what are you doing? Because I've got my bet.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I feel like the Padres are going to hit the big man today. So I've got Manoah to record 6+ hits, plus 175.
I could see that. I was just thinking to maybe just go Padres at -1.5, 130. Because they also have Joe Musgrove on the mound.
He's very good, right?
And that guy's very good.
Yeah.
So
One other thing before we kind of end the show, and Dangerous Way brought this up and I forgot to, but there was a phone company in France called Orange that made this video to hype up the Women's World Cup for the French team. And the way it starts off is like the French men's national team, and they do all these highlights. And then they showed you, they actually just edited all their faces on. It was actually the women's team that was kind of doing all these tricks and everything and scoring all these sick goals. So go check it out. It was a very
That's
good
neat.
promotional
That's cool.
video. Yeah, it was really
Video
cool.
editing.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy what they can do
Whoa.
with technology
Yeah.
nowadays. These kids. Well, there you go. I
You
think-
video editors. And your-
yeah.
Oh,
And your
magic
laptops. Yeah. I think that's everything, Aaron. Do you get anything?
yeah,
I
no.
think we're good. We covered the one piece of Oilers news, which was Raphael Lavoie.
And it took
I'm-
us 54 minutes.
And now here we are with 4 minutes to go till 1 and somehow did an hour-long show.
Yep.
But there you go. Oilers Nation Open. NationGear.ca, do that. Betway, 19 plus, be bet responsibly. Sports Closet, as always, thank you. Cornerstone, Sherwood Ford.
Yep.
There you go. Thanks everyone for watching. I won't be on the show for 3 weeks.
Bye, Liam.
Goodbye. Next week, I don't think there is a show because Tyler and I are both away at the same time.
Oh, we should get someone else to host
So
it.
maybe there'll be something else.
Maybe
Stay
Bag
tuned.
Milk and Aaron take over
I
Tyler's
have the
show.
technology.
Yeah, we do have the
Nobody
people
can
to do
stop
that.
us.
Let's do it.
So my next show back will be August 11th, August 14th. I'm back August 11th, and then Tyler will be back in 2 weeks. So there you go.
Liam, we will miss you. The
Fare
chat
thee well,
will miss
Liam.
you.
Goodbye, everybody. End it, Aaron.
You take care of the homeland. See you, everybody.